Would I use a discount broker? Hell no. And here's why. Hi everybody, Cristina Ingram here with the Ingram Group of Keller Realty Las Vegas, and coming to you with, now that I'm a realtor, what are the 5 things I would not do if I were to go to another state and not have representation, basically, or just if I were decided not to be a realtor anymore. So 5 things I wouldn't do. Number 1, I would not go looking for a home unless I knew exactly what I could get. So I'd either get pre-qualified or I'd have enough cash in the bank to do either or. So I would set an amount of what I'm looking for, kind of do some research on what I want, make sure I can afford that, and then go shopping. Many times right now we get people who want all these things. They start looking at homes, you know, 600, 700, 800, and they've realized they can only afford 500. So big difference between a $500,000 home and an $800,000 home. So you might as well talk to a lender and make sure that you can afford that, or you have enough cash in the bank. Before you go shopping for a house, make sure you talk to a lender, make sure that you can buy, that all of your credit and everything is in order. That's the other thing. If you are going to get a loan, which most people do, you want to make sure you talk to a lender, because sometimes something on your credit report shows up and you weren't aware of it. So these are things that you want to make sure that you go ahead and get taken care of. The next thing is, if you are purchasing a home and you're in escrow, and if I were in escrow and I were financing, I would not buy a car, finance a car anyways, or a boat or some other large purchase that could really knock me out of getting my home. So many times people will run up a credit card and not think it's a big deal. I've had a buyer who bought a $400 comforter while he was in escrow. We didn't think anything of it, but for whatever reason, because he was marginal already, it raised his credit limit to more than what he could spend, or above the 50% mark, lowered his credit score. And when they went to go pull his credit to close, he was unable to close anymore because he didn't qualify for that particular program. So it's very important. I would not, if I were financing a home, now that I know that I'm a realtor, I would not go buy and make a large ticket item or do anything credit involved without making sure I talk to my lender and my agent first before I do any of those things. Next is, I would not use an iBuyer ever. iBuyers, they sound good and they might be good for that rare person that time is more important than money, because the majority of the time an iBuyer is not going to give you full market value on what a realtor could get you. And also they're going to charge you all these extra fees that they claim they don't charge. So they're going to tell you, hey, realtors charge 6%. At the end of the day, some of them are charging anywhere from 7 to 12. So make sure you read the fine print. And I wouldn't use an iBuyer unless I got myself in trouble and time was more of the issue than money. So that, for the most part, I would not use an iBuyer. So the 4th thing is, I would not go into a new home development without representation. If I knew I was using an agent, I wouldn't just walk into a new home, because a lot of times there are signs and they post them that if you don't bring your agent with you on your first visit, then that agent can't represent you, or can represent you, but you're going to be responsible for paying their commission. Whereas the builders, most of them, some don't, but most of them do compensate agents by paying us a finder's fee, basically. The agent brings in the buyer and we'll get a commission from the builder. A lot of times in the fine print, if you walk in without that agent, some builders will not allow agents to represent. So I know if I were purchasing in another city and I had that agent, I would make sure that, hey, if I wanted to look at new homes, these are the ones that I would go to, and I would kind of ask their advice, like, is that a reputable builder in this particular area? So again, if I'm buying a new home, I want to make sure that if I'm represented, I do not just walk in on my own. And lastly, the thing that I won't do, and I probably get this the most, is I would not use a discounted broker, ask an agent for their commission, or actually anyone who is on commission and provides some form of service. I would not ask them to give me a discount or to give me some of their commission, because what I have learned in the past 16 years is that you don't get to keep all of your money when you charge the commission. So people think when I go to a listing contract, I charge 6%. So when I'm charging 6%, they think I'm keeping the whole 6%. In actuality, I'm not. Most of the time, I am splitting that 6% if there's another agent that brings it in. So that's already down to 3. And then also, I am using that 3%. I am also paying for marketing for that particular property. I am also paying for my admin. I'm also paying my brokerage. I'm also paying taxes. So let's just say it's a commission that's $10,000, and at the end of the day, I'm only gonna keep probably 40% of that on a good day. So I'm only gonna keep $4,000. And then I have to use that $4,000 to pay my bills. So just because there is this grandiose thing, there's a lot of things that happen with that commission. And so I know for people who run businesses, there's always a cost of doing business. I would not go to someone who owns some restaurant and ask them to give me free food all the time just because we're friends. If they have good food and good service, I am going to recommend them to lots of different people, and I'm gonna pay because I understand that's what they do for a living. That's what they do. I would never ask one of my friends, hey, can you give me half your paycheck? Because that's basically what you're doing when you're asking an agent to work on a discount. They're not looking to steal your money. Most likely, you're making more money by using an agent anyways. So I definitely would not ask any of my friends who are self-employed or another agent for a discount, or use a discount agent for that matter, because they're not going to put as much effort, as much as they say they are, they're not going to put as much effort into selling your home. So I just wouldn't do it. You get what you pay for. I would not pay a discount if I needed brain surgery. If I needed a very good attorney, I would find the best, and sometimes that means more money. So those are my things that I wouldn't do in real estate now that I've been a realtor for the past 16 years. So this is Cristina. I am signing off. If you guys like our videos, please hit like and subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified any of our videos. And looking to be your real estate agent expert by choice. So if you're looking to sell or buy in the Summerlin, Henderson, Lake Las Vegas, Mount Charleston area, and all the places in between, give us a call, and I'll talk to you guys next week.